This is Newark Castle on the banks of the River Clyde at Port Glasgow, which is somewhat overshadowed in more ways than one by Ferguson Marine, who are kind of constructing ferries for CalMac, although both of them are very late and very over budget. On the right you see the Glen Sannox, which I think should have entered service about 5 years ago on the route from Ardrossan to Brodick because of the increased demand for people going to the island of Arran, which is beautiful. Well, tell me somewhere that isn't beautiful. Ships look quite big when they're not actually at sea. This I think is called Hull 800 or something. I'll have to check when I get home. The Glen Sannox has been moored there for several years, and I have a theory that when it does eventually move, people will phone the Coast Guard because they will think that it's sunk. Keep clear of the workers. And when it arrives on the Arran route, it'll be sailing from Troon, I believe, because the harbour at Ardrossan isn't big enough for it. And that's the story of CalMac. They order bigger ships and then they discover they need a bigger harbour to take the bigger ships. Goat Fell on the Isle of Arran and Pentland Ferries on the Isle of Arran. A crew member told me they're here for 9 months in total, and the crew sleep on the ferry, which I didn't know they had cabins on Pentland Ferries boats, but there we go. And there's some cars now going down onto the deck. And here we are at Ardrossan on board Pentland Ferries service to Brodick. And loading the holiday cars and everything was a little bit complicated, but the crew have dealt with it marvellously. I never knew that when you hired a ferry it came complete with the crew. One of the deckhands has told me that they are from Orkney. Now leaving Ardrossan for Brodick, and we had the safety announcement with an Orcadian accent, which was really nice. And this is the original Winton Pier departure point. It's passing the Ardrossan Lighthouse. Well, for me this is a novel experience, going on Pentland Ferries to the island of Arran.
On behalf of the captain and crew and the staff that travelling with us today, and wish you a safe onward journey.
And there are some foot passengers walking down to the ferry. They built this brand new ferry terminal with a covered walkway to get onto the big new ships they're building, but of course when they can't run a big new ship, the foot passengers have to walk down the ramp. So the whole thing seems to be a complete waste of taxpayers' money. A few straggling foot passengers waiting to get on. Well, that's what happens when your car breaks down on a ferry.
And to the left!
You too can have your say in the name of the new ship, but please note, boating at Boatface will not be allowed. Just a reminder that if you'd like to buy me a coffee as a reward for making these films for your enjoyment, please see the link here to Ko-fi. Thank you very much. And finally, a few snaps of the Arran countryside which might entice you to go and visit the island, either by CalMac or Pentland Ferries.